This morning. Time's now 4:45. Let's get over to Peyton. Definitely keeping those people in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, Category 4 now, Ian, is going to be moving inland later on today in the Fort Myers area. Now, this is going to be south of Tampa, which is going to spare them from the worst surge, which is great news for them. But other areas are still going to get significant surge rise to the south of Tampa towards Fort Myers. And Fort Myers is still going to get bad weather. I mean, they're going to get a ton of rain. They're going to get wind, so they're not out of the woods, but looks like they're going to miss that worst surge. There it is. Radar clear as day, well-defined eye. The eye has gone from or at least the wind field has doubled in size over the past couple of days. So the wind field's bigger. That increases that surge potential. And there's the official track of it right now, moving just to the north of Fort Myers up towards the Port Charlotte area or Cape Coral area later on this afternoon, which of course puts all of southwest Florida on that eastern or south side of that eye in this case. So there's the track this afternoon approaching landfall. By tonight, hasn't moved inland much because it's slowing down. It's now only moving at 10 miles an hour, and that speed is going to continue to decrease as we go through today. Wind not terrible right now. They're gusting to 40 miles an hour or so as you get closer to land. But out in the Gulf, notice we are gusting over 100 miles an hour in a buoy that is in the eye wall, which will be heading inland later on. So we could very easily see wind gust over 100 miles an hour in that area as well. Here's the current track. Notice it slows down, moves north Orlando as we go into tomorrow, dumping heavy rainfall all along the central part of the state here, and then out into the Atlantic, curves back up to the north, makes landfall around Savannah or Charleston, somewhere in there by this Friday as a tropical storm, and then moves inland. So some surge and some gusty winds and rain also for the Carolinas from Ian. Surge still looks to be worse just to the south of that eye, which is right near Fort Myers and Cape Coral, 8 to 12 feet, getting pushed up into their bays, 4 to 10 feet down towards Marco Island in the Naples area. And then as you saw in video earlier, Key West saw 3 to 5 feet. So very high surge, very high rain totals. A slow moving hurricane from Tampa to Orlando. It's probably where the worst rain is going to be. So while it's staying south of Tampa, Tampa and Orlando could still see significant flooding, and some models are spinning out 15 to 20 inches of rainfall over the next 24 hours or so. As Ian moves inland, of course, the eye wall, that's going to be the worst part of the hurricane. Winds gusting over 100 miles an hour as it moves on through the state there, and then fortunately weakens as it starts to move on in. So this is going to be one of those storms that people spend probably a couple years recovering from, especially down there in southwest Florida. So just keep that in mind over the coming days as hopefully we're trying to send them help as they recover. All right.